Hey everyone, welcome back to Close Combat 5 Battle of Berlin. So I've been away for a while and I want to provide an update as to what's been happening since the last video I posted, give a summary and discuss a few major issues and things that I've been wanting to talk about. So with that said, let's not waste any time and let's get right to it. I love this song. Do 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 dun dun. Okay, anyways, let's keep going. Right, so when I last left you guys, it was April the 18th, and it's actually April the 20th now. So I guess that's actually the first thing I want to discuss. When I first started this campaign, I had planned to post every single battle on every map that I played. After some thought and after playing it, you know, these campaigns, especially with these mods on Close Combat, can take real life months and weeks. So they take a long time. Now Battle of Berlin, I think it's actually one of the shorter ones, and even then it's still pretty long. So I changed my plans and I figured, okay, you know what? I'm only gonna post major battles and major and important maps where pivotal and critical shifts in the game happened. And so I played and I went from the 17th of April, which I think was the last video I posted, all the way to April 20th, which is where I'm at right now. But because of the nature of this mod, you know, we're dealing with a city, the Battle of Berlin. It's actually come down to the point where literally every map is pivotal and critical. So I think I'm gonna revert back to my original plan and just post every single battle on every single map. And I think that'll be enjoyable because you guys will be able to keep track of all the progress, all my setbacks, frustrations, and yeah, just see everything in its totality. So that's the first thing that I wanted to talk about. So I will be going back and trying to post every single battle. The second thing I want to talk about is actually provide an update on the current status of my campaign. So, you know, I'm shifting around here and I think it really doesn't need or require any explanation. As you guys can see, the Soviets are completely dominating me. Yeah, it's actually pretty bad. When I last left you guys off, you know, it was New Barnum. We were fighting in New Barnum. We were fighting in Gazal. All, you know, the eastern sections of the city in the map, the outer suburbs or the country, so to speak. Things quickly took a turn for the worse. And actually, that gets down to the second point that I want to make. I think this is actually by far, even to this day, the greatest World War II game, whatever you want to call it, that's been released. Even with the latest generation of games. You know, you have games like, I don't know, Company of Heroes and Medal of Honor, etc. That I feel are just so much substance, I mean so much flash, but not enough substance. And that's not to take anything away from those games because they, you know, they're actually fun and they're enjoyable, but I think there's too much boom. I know little kids today want to see things go boom, but you know, that's not what war games are about, especially not this one. You know, this game right here rewards patience, it rewards strategy, ambushes, proper deployment of units. You won't get this kind of accuracy, this kind of fun in one single game. And so yeah, this, you know, if you really want something that's historical, accurate, and yet still provides a lot of fun, I think this is definitely the way to go. There hasn't been anything even close to it, as far as I'm concerned. And so yeah, this is really fun, and I'm actually having a blast. And I'm telling you, every time I play this game, I swear I get a rush. I get a rush because I can feel the tension, I can feel the frustration that must have been felt during the actual, you know, Battle of Berlin back in World War II. So, okay, so now that that's out of the way, let me go and, you know, go over some major maps that yeah, that I've played on. So let's see. The first thing I want to discuss actually is, if you notice from this, a lot of the Soviet penetration has been in the center and in the south. Now, why did that happen? Well, the reason is I made a very amateur mistake. So amateur from the very beginning. I was being attacked at Platkow, and actually let's check out the map. So I was being attacked here, and they had a heavily armored division and I had an infantry division, and I knew there was no way that I could stop them. And so I tried my best to delay, you know, defend as long as possible. But the collapse of my position was imminent. And so I knew that, and I tried to rush supporting units to the rear to help support as much as possible. But I neglected to calculate the movements needed to get there. Specifically, I thought that I would just cross into Gusow and then get to Platkow. Well, there's a problem with that. If I click on Gusow, you'll notice that the Soviets have actually bombed the road. So there's no direct path into Platkow from the south. So you can't get to Platkow from the south through Gusow. You just can't do that. And so the supporting unit that I had in the silo had to take a circuitous route all the way around to try to support and defend Platkow. By the time I did that, it was already too late. The Soviets had infiltrated all the way into Reichenberg and Rudersdorf, and I've been playing catch up ever since then. That was a major blow to my position and a mistake that shouldn't have happened. So for all those of you who are playing this campaign, and I highly recommend it, by the way, you must play this particular mod, Battle of Berlin. You'll see everything. You'll see street fighting, you'll see fighting in the country, and everything in between that. But you must get the latest veteran mod, which is 3.5, and you must also change the registry editing in your 5.01 patch folder. Change the value to hexadecimal 03. It increases the aggression of the computer and the intelligence of the computer, and provides you with a better overall experience. If your men, it does several things. I think one of the major things it does is, if let's say your men are being shot at and they're suppressed, your men aren't suddenly gonna jump up and become heroes and rush the position. No, that doesn't happen in real life. Your men will stay hunkered down, and some of them may even panic. Who knows? But I think it's much more realistic, and it actually makes the game more fun, because you really have to pay attention to that level of detail. And again, that's something you don't get in the latest generation of World War II games, or war games in general. So yeah, so that was my problem with Gusow, and now I have this whole nonsense to try to fix. Yeah, that's gonna be hard, and I don't think it's gonna happen. So that's one thing. And then the other thing that I also neglected to do, and this is very stupid, so dumb, I forgot that you could actually know what unit throughout the game as you play the campaign. Reinforcement units will arrive on specific dates and in specific locations. Now there's a way to actually know ahead of time what those will be. So what you want to do is okay, actually let me just show you guys. So you'll go back here, we'll hear the song again, dun 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 dun. You'll go to the create a scenario, you'll load the campaign, which is in this case the veteran 3.5. Now you don't want to modify or overwrite this, because this is the default one, and if you ever want to play this again, you'll need it. But you can just go through the timeline and check to see when units will arrive and at what location. So for example, this mod, Battle of Berlin, takes place from April 16th to May 2nd. This timeline here shows R, and it shows dates. The little squares with the R signify reserves or reinforcements. So on those specific dates, reinforcements will arrive. So for example, if I scroll through this, you'll see that it changes. So on the 17th of April, looks like the Russians will be attacking at New Barnum, Galzal, and Kustrin, and they'll be getting units those. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm currently at 20. New Barnum again, and Diedersdorf, which I think is also occupied by them. And then we go to the 21st, which is what I'm concerned with right now. So yeah, I completely forgot to do this at the beginning of the game. I think I did this April 18th, and by that time my brigades were already under movement in a certain direction and everything was screwed up, and anyways, big mistake. But I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay for now. So yeah, so 20. So now let's go back to the main screen. Let's quit this. So it's time for movement, and it's the 20th of April, and as we just saw, on the 21st the Soviets will be attacking. I actually had to write it down. On the 21st of April they'll be attacking Friesen, Alfrand, and Fulstenwald. Now there's already a Soviet unit in Fulstenwald as well as Friesen, so I don't know if those will be replaced or if they would, the same one would just continue the attack. Anyways, that's kind of, I think, irrelevant because I just can't really do anything there. And in Alframs, and I already have a brigade station there, so that's ready. If you go back also, I think I noticed that in Alframt the Soviet division that will be attacking this is going to be armored, and it's going to be an elite. So GV, I believe, means elite. It's like an elite Soviet Union. I mean Soviet unit, not union. So let's see, what this is, my pens or something. What kind of map is this? And it's one of these open maps. Oh man, okay, they're gonna be attacking this with an armored division on an open map, which is the best for them. Yeah, so that's gonna be a problem, because so yeah, usually when I have an infantry division, obviously it's best to defend, it's best to utilize those in a city environment, because then you don't really have to worry about tanks too much. But this is open, so that's gonna be trouble, but doesn't seem like I can do anything about it unless I move this. No, that's not really good either. That's like no. And then I have also got this units in Ketzen and Potsdam. Okay, but let's see, on the 21st they're gonna attack there, and then on the 22nd it said they're gonna attack in Freinwald, Tilto, Babelsberg. Babelsberg, Tilto, and Freinwald was up here. Yeah, this one right here. Okay, what should we do? Let's see, I've got this here. Well, doesn't look like that leaves me too much. Well, let me move this here. Let me move this here. So that's that. By the 20th, that's the 20th. By the 22nd, they should be able to arrive just in time. Wait a minute, will they? I don't know if they will. I need to get to Tilto. Oh, that's gonna be real close. And let me move this into Freinwald. Wait a minute, should I just give up Freinwald? Yeah, I think I should. Yeah, I think I should. It's better for me to defend the city. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. As much as I would like to have the front as far away from Berlin as possible, when you have an infantry division like this and no armor, or very few armor, there's no point in duking it out, you know, in an open field like this. I'll just get slaughtered. It's not a great defendable position. So let's just move it here. I don't know about this actually, guys. This is where a lot of thought comes into it. And I have to get this unit. By the way, this has got to be one of my favorite units, the Panzer Division Munkenberg. It was defending the Silo Heights for the longest of times. I love this map, the Silo Heights. Look at this, mountains, You just shoot down into their position. Do 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 do. But after the Soviets infiltrated right here into the middle, into Rudersdorf and Reichenberg, they were under threat of being cut off permanently. So I had to withdraw, even though they were performing great. I wish I could give all these guys medals, honestly. Yeah. So now, okay, so I moved these guys into position. Those are going to defend the city. I wonder if I could just, you know what? I may have to just give up Alt-Front. Maybe I should give up Alt-Front and fall back into the city. Huh. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Maybe I should give up this map, because they're going to be coming at me with a heavily armored division, and fall back to Prenzlauberg. Because look at this. It's a city. I could defend this a lot easier. And I could bog them down and just, you know, in building to building combat. Slow their advance and yeah. Okay, you know what, guys? Let me think about this, because I really have to strategize this. It requires some thought, and I don't want to just move my units and then have to regret them later. Yeah. Okay, so let me do that, and then I will be back. Thanks, bye.